Welcome everybody to Do Yoga with the Phoenix, and today we're going to get some movement into the lower back and get rid of some toxins in the body. Namaste. As you know, I like to start my classes with the 3-Om mantra, so we're going to do that. It's wonderful if you can join in. It's a lovely thing to do. It will just help center you. If you're by yourself, it's fabulous. If you're with a group of friends, that's even better because it's lovely to do it in a group and you get a bit more energy. However, they call it the universal hymn. And it is a mantra for the Ajna chakra, so for your wisdom center. So hopefully that will help you just be wise in how you approach the class. Always looking after your body. This is designed for seniors. By senior me, in other words, I'm 63. I almost forgot there. 63 years old. So we're going to take our hands into Namaskar. Then we're going to take a nice big deep breath in. Fabulous. Welcome. Namaste. All right, the first posture that we're going to get into is a yin pose, but we're not really doing yin a little bit. Any yoga will work into the fascia. You don't have to do yin to get into the fascia of the system. It's just very effective at doing that. So yang yoga will do it as well. And so this though is a yin posture, but we're not going to hold it for very, hugely extended periods as we do with yin. And so the posture itself is called deer pose. And the reason is because of the legs, and I didn't realize, but actually deer do sit like this with their front legs forward. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to just turn around and then drop down into it, bring the head down on the ground and relax into the posture. Now, if that's a little bit too much for you, or if you want to have a variation, there's a lovely variation which I love in yin yoga, whereby we take a bolster and then we just lie across the bolster. Now you've got the choice of just having your head the same way, but if you're flexy in the neck, then you can, which I'm not by the way, then you can do it this way. So I don't do that, I have it this way, and I love this. It's a gentle twist just to start off this particular practice. So just allowing yourself to let go now, and really any twist that we do in yoga is going to, by default, detoxify the body because of the fact that we are twisting through the kidneys in the back of the spine, and also we're getting into the liver as well, the major detoxification organs of the body. And that's, because the yogis were pretty clever and they thought these things through as well. And so we're just going to thank them for their wisdom. And they say that yoga is India's gift to the world. And I gotta agree with that. So many people in so many places in the world now get benefit from this. Good. And then coming up out of that, and we're just going to swap directly over to the other side. No, we're not. So coming into this, just taking a moment here. And what we're going to do now is we're going to get a little bit of a stretch and a twist, a deeper twist. When you move our bolster or blanket, whatever you're using, out of the way. And then from here, you're going to just take the bottom leg underneath and pick it up with your hand. Now, if that's too much of a stretch for you, can't get it, you can use a strap or an old tie or a bit of rope or anything really that's going to allow you to get that. Now, from here, we're just going to come down and you can put your hand on your head. Bring the other leg out so that it's comfortable for you. And where you go from here is up to you. You could stay here like this, or if you feel you want a little bit more into this posture, then you can just drop down into it. And once again, you can rest your hand on your head, or vice versa. And then this you could take like this. And this is getting a deep stretch into the quadriceps in the front, the bottom leg. Good, and just let go of that. Let it go, and just slip yourself around into Shavasana. Take a moment here in Shavasana. Relax. Really letting go. Getting rid of, we're going to get rid of the toxins in the mind too, things that we're holding on to. Just letting go, apagara, not being possessive about things. And it could be habitual thoughts that we're holding on to that are not doing us any good. Just letting go here. Really starting to come into our yoga class. Okay. I'm going to take the other side now of those two postures. And so the first one is a deer pose. So you can just swing around, or you can just turn around on your mat if you wish. And then what we're going to do, I'm not going to use the bolster now for demonstration purposes. It's up to you, it really is. We just want to get the functional benefit out of the posture of the twist. So coming down into the posture, and if I don't have a bolster, then I often just put my head on my hands like this. Fabulous. Just gently coming up, and once again now we're going to take the right leg on this time, the bottom leg, think of it either way. I'm not good with my right and left, so I have to think of it in different ways. Just picking up the leg, so I've just got on hold of the leg, and I'm just going to come down to my side body. Then I can take the other leg with my hand or not. You can just leave the leg out in front of you, whatever feels good for you. Place the head, you can, as I say, pillow the head like this if you wish, if that's good. And then what we're going to do is just allow ourselves to drop into the posture. And then I do like to hold my leg like this, and just letting the shoulder drop back. Now you go to wherever you feel comfortable with this, and as I say, if I'm pretty tight in the quadriceps from 20 years of cycling, I guess maybe I'm just born that way. I don't know, but whatever it is. I find that any kind of stretch into my quads is this is all pretty deep for me already. You might not feel so much, and people can drop all the way around and practically get their both shoulders on the ground. And so you find your edge, explore the posture. And I like to think of the posture and all yoga, how it relates to life. And so if we're exploring the possibilities in the asana, we can explore the possibilities in our life as they're presented to us. Good, let go of that, just rolling around, coming into Shavasana. Hands out by the side, let the feet fall open. Beautiful, guys, just really nice. We're just going to sit up now, come to a seated posture, and from here we're going to take the right leg over the left, and this is a variation of Matsyendrasana, half Lord of the Fishes, where you've got the other leg wrapped around and they come into a bind, but we're only going to take the first step of it, and so isn't that a gorgeous name, Matsyendrasana? The asana, the words, the Sanskrit words are so beautiful, and Sanskrit is a language of love. So that's why they sound so glorious to our ears. So we're going to just wrap in this instance, we're going to take the left arm and wrap it around the right thigh. Taking the right hand to the base of the spine, or wherever you can get it, you might not get there, but thereabouts. And then just lift up through the spine. So once you're lifted through the spine, taking a nice big deep breath in, and then gently pulling the body around. Twisting through that lower back, opening up the rectus spinae. These are the muscles that work very hard for us, keeping the spine, the lumbar section in place. They need to be strong so that we don't get back pain, and so they need to be flexible so that they can do this as well. So this is just allowing them a little bit of stretch. And you can look over the shoulder and twist a little bit more if you wish to, or you can just allow the posture to develop here. Good, lovely. And I'll swing around, you can just come into the other side, but I'll swing around because then I would, to keep so I'm not, got my back to you basically, making video. Alright, so we're going to take our right leg up over our left this time. No, so swinging around. We're going to take the other side, which is the left, up over the right. And then we're going to take the arm around, and as you can see, mine doesn't come around. It's restricted by problems in my shoulder. So, hey, we've all got stuff going on. When you get into your early mid-60s, then it's pretty rare to find somebody that's not injured in some way or other. Actually, generally in their 40s. Lift up and twist. 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 Getting a lovely twist to the body now. Good, and just let that go. All right, we're just going to take a stretch. This is not really to do with the, this stretch is not really to do with the twisting motion in the body, but it's going to open up the heart a little bit. And so it doesn't have to always be exactly what we say that the class is going to be about. So this is just a lovely thing to do. So I want you to take your hands and point the fingers behind you so that the fingers are facing away from you. And we're going to externally rotate the shoulder. All too often nowadays we're internally rotating through the shoulder. And what that does is it causes this hunched and compression through the pectoral muscle. It doesn't get a chance to open up. So this is going to give us a chance to open up. So what I want you to do is lift the chest up. Walk the butt forward till you feel the energy through the front of the body. And you might come a lot deeper than I do. And then as you can just lift up through the chest. Opening the chest nice and proud. Open up through the front shoulder, the deltoids. And if you find you can get a little bit more, just walk the butt forward more. Lovely. So we're just going to do a little bit of twisting here. And we're bringing the energy, I guess, a little bit more into the shoulders now through the neck, what we're going to do next as far as the twist is concerned. So just let go of that. You can roll the shoulders about, get some movement in them. All right. From here, we're just going to roll around onto our hands and knees. And this is you know, we've got two ways of twisting fundamentally. We can, if you think about the pelvis being this finger and the top finger being my shoulder, I can twist like this. You can see that. Or I can twist with the shoulders staying flat and the pelvis twisting. Or I can do a combination of that. However, it's not, if this one, both of them moving, I have to get more movement. So if we hold the pelvis square, which is what we're going to do now, then we can twist through the spine using the shoulders moving, shoulder rotation. And vice versa, if we hold the shoulders square, then we can move the pelvis around. So that's pretty much it as far as twisting in the spine is concerned. The spine, Bikram Chowdhury, who's not talked about so much nowadays, but had a beautiful saying, if you've ever done any of his classes, hot yoga classes, he had to say, twist the spine like a pearl necklace. And I just really like that. It's just it's a lovely description of how to actually twist the spine, and it gives grace to the spine, which is what it deserves. So then we just come through like this, drop the ear to the ground, and pull in this instance I've got my left arm being pulled through, and thread the needle. Now, also some people like to take their hand up over. It doesn't work for me, but for you, it probably will. But I like to just balance myself with my hand in front of my face like this. Allowing gentle twist. And then coming out of that, and just taking a few cat-cows. Getting some synovial fluids moving through the spine. Lovely. And good. Once you've done that, you're going to just drop over to the other side. But I'll swing around so that I don't have my back to the camera. So, so from here, we're just taking the other side, taking the hand through, bringing the ear to the ground, twist, pull the body through. And then either put your hand around your back like this, works better for me on this side, or have it in front of you. But just pull through so that we're getting that twist from the shoulder. So this is going to twist more into the thoracic area, and the actual twist comes from the thoracic and the cervical in the spine. It doesn't really come from the lumbar. We feel it in the lumbar and the spine, in the rectus spinae, because that's what's picking up the twist. But the actual twisting motion of the body is from the thoracic part of the spine, and the cervical, of course, the neck. Good, coming out of that, and if you feel like you need some movement, then just take it. Some dynamic movement. Okay, so we're once again going to swing around and twist from the hip. And I've chosen a posture called twisting roots. It is a yin pose and a yang pose as well. Most of the yin postures they're based in hatha yoga. Even though the practice itself is Taoist, a lot of that's why it's called yin. The people that developed it we're interested in Taoist philosophy, and so that's why we talk a lot about meridian lines in as opposed to nadis in yin yoga. So we're going to take the right leg up and over the left. So just there, and then you can have your hands wherever they feel good for you. They can be out by the side, wherever it is. Mine feel pretty good about there. And then what we're going to do is just swing the pelvis under and drop the whole shooting match over to the left hand side. And if you're flexi, you can look over to the right. Otherwise, you can just close the eyes down or gently look at the ceiling or the sky if you're outside, lucky enough to be outside. Maybe I'll do one outside next time. Good, let go of that pose. And I really mean that, let go of that pose. It's finished, there's nothing you can do about it now. Take the other leg up and over, and the same applies to life, of course. We're always drawing parallels to what's going on in the mat as to what's happening in your everyday life. Because yoga is not just about being on the mat and doing these shapes or asanas, it's about your life. It's about how to live a healthier life. It's about how to live a happier life. It's about how to contribute. It's about how to help others move through their life. And so if you're the best that you can be through your practice, then you're going to pass that on to everyone around you. If you're in a hospital bed because you eat too much and you drink too much, and you selfishly make as much money as you possibly can that you hoard, then you're not actually helping anybody. And so your family's not going to benefit from that. Your loved ones and your friends aren't going to either. But if you're the best and the brightest that you can be, and willing to help with lots of energy through your day, then you're going to be the best you are for them. And that's really the essence of happiness in life. It's helping others get through their spaces that they're challenged with. And if we're the best that we can be, we're doing yoga for everyone, not just for us. This is never a selfish practice. Just allowing yourself to gently twist through here. And you might get it down the side of the leg as well. That's lovely if you do. If you've done a lot of running in your past, or even that, I don't know. I've got a guy that I trained who's 67, who's an amazing runner. Amazing runner. Much faster than I ever was. And I did a lot of marathons. Good. Then just come out of that and lay the legs out in front of you. Bring the hands so that they're closer to the body. Get yourself comfortable. Just gently move the head so the chin is down a little bit. And that's going to just lengthen the cervical section of the spine. Breathe in here. Letting the benefit of the yoga class seep through your body and your mind. Taking some big deep breaths into the body now. Letting it all go. Good. Take a stretch, take the hands out, stretch the legs out. Bring the hands up onto the knees and just give yourself a little bit of a roll about on the lumbar section. We've done a lot of work into that area now, so just gently massaging it. Take yourself up into a nice little ball. Give yourself a little bit more. There. Good, let go of that. Come up into a seated posture. I like to sit on a bolster or a block. One teacher said to me it's best to sit on a block because of the pelvic tilt. And yeah, I kind of agree with that, I suppose, but you know, I sit on bolsters. So coming to Sukhasana, so if you've got your right leg forward, bring your left leg forward. Just to balance it from the first we did at the beginning of class. And then what we're going to do now is we're just going to seal the practice as we do with the 3 Om mantra. If we bring our hands into Namaskar, we're going to take a nice big deep breath in. Keep the prayer with the heart center. May we have love in our hearts. Bring the prayer to the lips. May we have truth in our speech. Bring the prayer to the forehead. May we have gratitude in the mind. Bring the prayer back down to the heart center and bow the head. Namaste. Beautiful, guys. Thank you ever so much for joining me. Feel free to subscribe to my channel to get more of this kind of work and other stuff as well. Thank you once again for joining me. See you next time.